Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Ryan with Rogue Ocean Gaming. Hey, today we're kind of doing something special. So, as you all know, me and Pez started Rogue Ocean Gaming, where we look at games, review games, do first impressions, that kind of thing. So, we decided we each wanted to start off our YouTube channel with one of our favorite games. So I picked Banished. I love this game. This game is actually on Steam. I believe it's like 20 bucks right now. For 20 bucks, I have over 100 hours in the game, and I think it's well worth it. So I'm going to be showing you guys the game, kind of a starter look at it. If anyone plays this game, tutorials. Do the tutorials. So you can watch this video and kind of learn, but this shows you how the game is. So a lot of people say this game is a little unforgiving and difficult to play, but I'm going to show you guys kind of how I like to start my city anyways, and how you can get up into the bigger city. So let's just start a city here. We're gonna name it Rogue Ocean Gaming City. Oh, that's it. It's exactly how many letters I can't even put another one in. So we'll go map seed. I always like to just type a random number in here. We'll go 9879. Yeah, let's do that. So this game you can play in valleys or mountains. Valleys have a lot more water. Mountains, obviously, more mountains. Kind of ridges. You can build tunnels and stuff. It's pretty cool. Train size, we'll go large. Climate mild, disasters on, and I'm just going to play on easy. You can play, when you play the different difficulties, it actually allows you to start with less, and then you got to build more. So with easy, it starts you off kind of set up. So I'll just jump in and show you this. So in this game is made by Shining Rock, and from what I understand, one guy made this game, and he had some help with some other parts, I guess, with the music and some of the stuff. But yeah, it's one guy's baby, and I got to tell you what. This game is actually really cool. Now, the Steam actually released saying that this game is going to be mod supported. So they're hoping it'll open up in the workshop so people can add their own stuff to it, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, here's the game. So you use your mouse wheel, you can scroll in and out, you can zoom way in, check on people. This is kind of your area that you're going to start out in. So, and I'll get into it. I'm not going to spend too much time explaining the area because you'll kind of see the way it goes when I get going here. First thing I like to do, pause the game. So let me jump in here. I'm just going to turn some of this stuff down. It's not so loud. Okay. So you start off on easy. You get to start off with a barn. This holds your resources, like your foods and stuff like that. You start off with a scrap pile or stockpile. This will hold your resources like your iron and your trees, and then these are like your little houses, and you can see there's names of people, and I hope that the workshop allows you to go in and edit your names so you can have, put your buddies' names in and stuff like that. So it's got a couple different houses. So what I like to do right off the bat, I actually like to road up my city. I like to build everything kind of on a grid in this game, so this is what I like to do. So I can kind of know exactly where I'm going. So now we got to open up our menus. This is, I think, one of the coolest things. A lot with these city builders anymore, they're kind of making the menus custom, which I really like. This game does the same. So we can do, I always like to do this one first. This will show me my resources. I always like to put this guy right up here. So like you can see, there's your logs, your firewood, and there's the food, the thing that most people run out of. You got your stored stone and your stored iron. These right here on the outside are probably your most important to watch for right in the beginning. So the next menu option I like to open is this one. A lot of things can start happening in this game later on. So it's always good to have this guy up. It'll kind of tell you like if there's a disaster or if someone died. You can kind of see exactly what's going on. And the third one I like to have open is this one. And I usually put this guy right down here. This shows you I got 13 laborers. That's these 13 people right here. And then I have no jobs because I haven't built anything yet. So I got to jump in and build some stuff. So right off the bat, and these little menus down here, you're going to get used to. This first one is your houses. Second one is like your roads, your bridges, and your tunnels. Third one here is your storage. You can build barns. You can build a bigger stockpile, which I like to do right off the bat because I like wiping out the map. So let's go there. It cannot be placed there. So we'll make it a 9 by 10. That'll be alright. Then you can build a marketplace later. and actually a trading post, which goes on these rivers, as long as they're connected to a river that goes off the map. You don't want to have a trading post on a standalone river. You won't get any boats coming in to trade you. So these are kind of your city offices. You can build like a schoolhouse, which comes important later, a hospital. One of the most important things you can build, your town hall, and I'll explain that later. Chapel, and then the cemetery. So right off the bat, we need some food. I'll go over this just kind of as I like to do it. So I need to find an area that has some old trees that I will not be harvesting, that's somewhat close by. So I definitely want to expand out this way, and I'm probably going to expand, well, maybe not down there. I'm going to go this way. This is where I'm going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build gatherers' huts. Right off the bat, I like to build gatherers' huts. What you need to do is find an old forest, and they'll go through and they'll plant, get roots and spices and that kind of thing for your food supply. So I always like to build 2 of these right off the bat just to keep your food stable. So then there's a couple different things you can do, and I'll go over these 2: crop fields, orchards, pastures if you want to do cows, chickens, or sheep. Fishing docks, which are pretty important. We might build a fishing dock, but we don't need that much food right off the bat. We got a hunter's cabin, which I am not a huge fan of, but some people might be. Okay, so you can see right here in our map, we only have 100 firewood. We're lucky because it's early spring and the game's paused. So we're gonna need a woodcutter. They're gonna turn our logs into firewood. Now, I'm gonna show you what I did there. So when you push something out on the map, it's going to default to a certain direction. And you may want, if you like making your city look accurate like I do, I always like to wedge them up against a road and make them kind of accessible. So you use your R and your T keys to spin things. And if you put something in and you want to see like a better view of it, hold down your mouse wheel and you can actually turn the map. Really cool. The buildings look really nice too with that 3D effect. So we got our woodcutter, built. Now another thing that we're gonna need, as you can see right here, wait, where's it at? Right there. Stored tools. That's another important thing we're gonna need. So we're gonna build a blacksmith, and I usually put my blacksmith right over here. So, and these are all buildings, as you can see, as I put building foundations down, you can see I need 11 people to build everything that I want to build. So we're still good to build a couple other things right now. Here's our herbalist. This gets you like medicine. This is a forester lodge. Another important thing, and I want to go over this too. A forester lodge cuts down old trees and plants new ones. What you do not want to do is put a forester lodge next to a gatherer's hut, because the gatherer's hut needs the old forest in order to gather supplies. So I definitely want to get one of these guys going, a forester. So I'm gonna go that way. I could throw him across the water. Or, let me zoom out, let's take a look here. See, I don't want to put them here because I got that one forester lodge, and I don't want to get them too far away because in the wintertime they're worthless. I'm going to expand a little bit and I'll put a forester lodge up there. Right now we don't need a forester lodge, but they do come in handy really quick. A tailor is something kind of important, but you don't need it right off the bat. Taverns, pretty cool. Mine and quarry. Right off the bat, you don't need to build a mine and a quarry. In a mine, you just build into the side of a mountain, like this. Maybe, if I can find a sweet spot for it. There we go. Oh, there was one. So you can put these guys like right here, and what that'll do is produce iron and coal for you, but we don't need it right now because we got all these resources out here. So I'm going to cut that. So, alright, so let's get our people going. We're going to assign 11 builders, and I'll still have 2 left just in case. And then let's go ahead and start this. So, and I'll go 5 speed just for the sake of the video. So they're not going to start yet because I got to hit my play button. But I got everything in place. Now we got to watch these. And I'm going to hit play. And they're going to start building. So what they're going to do first is knock down the trees. Because obviously I can't put my scrapyard in here, or stockpile, if there's trees in the way. So they're going to cut these down and then put them in my stockpile. And if there's anything they can throw in this barn, they'll throw in the barn too. A little bit of a rainstorm, that's alright. Up here, this is your temperature outside. It's 47 out right now. So they're not quite that cold, even though 47 and some snow would be cold. Your people aren't that cold yet. And you see I'm going through some firewood, that's fine. So alright, so this is going to be the first thing built complete. Well, this is already built. You don't have to assign anybody to it, though. Alright, you can see the percentage. It took some 24 logs. It took me 8 stone to build it. And now it's just a matter of time, and they'll have it all built up. Perfect. So I have a notification here. I'm going to pause the game. So you can see the reserve on stone is low. So I need to get some stone in order to finish building some of my projects. So you can see I only need 8 people, but I have 11. So I'm going to take those guys off. And then I'm going to, right here, this is the woodcutter. You can see down here I need one. So we're going to assign him. Now he's got a job. And then this is the part where you collect resources. So since I got my little city here, what I'm going to do is just clear out everything around my city. So I'm going to click up here, and I'm just going to wipe out this area. That's a nice big chunk, and it'll take a little bit of time, but it will get stone. Whoops. Let's speed it up to 10. Put this guy back over. So, and you can see they're going to send your little builders out. It's going to chop stuff down. This game actually has kind of pretty good music, too. I like the music, but I have to turn it down for these videos because it's hard yelling over the top of it and making any sense. So I'm going to do this. I always build a little... There we go, some roads. Okay, so we got some more stuff here, so I'm just going to pause it so things don't build up here. So you can see, right-click to deselect whatever you're trying to build. My blacksmith. I need a blacksmith. So you can see I only have 6 things building, but I have 8 guys. So I'm going to decrease that, and I'm going to put my blacksmith in right there. So now what he's going to do is he's going to take my stored iron and turn it into tools, which helps you guys be effective at building things. So let's hit play, let it go, and hopefully we get some stone and iron going. So, how are my gatherers huts doing? They're not doing good. They haven't finished them yet. Let's go check on them. So, it needs stone. What about this guy? He needs everything. Okay, so here's another cool thing. So, your people, as with anything, the premise of this game is like you're banished from a bigger city, so you go out and start your own out in the wild. So you can see we have a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old that have a child, and there's no way that's their child. That must be a brother or something like that. But they will actually make kids. So when you build a house, if you have a man and a woman living in the house together, they'll have a child within the next year. So that's a good way to keep in population in mind, that kind of thing. So, and they don't continually have children. I believe they have up to 2 or 3, and then that's it. So we got 5 new children that were born. That's good. Population's going up. And that's what happens when children become adults. You can see I now have another laborer that I can use. Okay, so let's pause this. Excuse me. So we have a gatherer's hut that's built. We're going to have some food now for our people. So the only thing we have left building is that last gatherer's hut. Alright. And that should be built here pretty quick. Ah, it still doesn't have any resources. There we go, getting the logs in there. And we got stones coming, guys, don't worry. And typically what's going to happen is when you run out of... See, my food's getting low. This is where most people give up on this game, but we're not giving up. Come on, get that stone there, boys. How's our barn doing here? So the barn's 18% full. I don't quite need another one yet. But you want to watch out for these, because the second you start bringing in lots of food, these things fill up quick. And once they're full, you don't actually get to store any of the other food. So what I'm going to do here, because I wiped out this area and I didn't get the stone I needed, what I'm going to do is click here, go to my stone. I'm just going to be harvesting stone out of this area. And that'll kind of force things up. So my food's staying right where it should. It's not dipped down at all. I got some more laborers. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to have a good supply of food going. So what I'm going to do is get a field going. Now where's the lowest I can build a field? Okay. Whoops. I'm trying to maximize my amount of street that I can use here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's click on the orchard. Or no, we're going to do the field first. The orchard takes a little while to start producing things, so I don't like to build those right off the bat. So the biggest you can go on a crop field is 15 by 15 squares. You just release that. Gonna send some builders out, so I have to be good on stone. Oh, okay, perfect. Let me pause this. Okay, so I don't have anybody that I need building anything. So I'm gonna set my other 4 guys to go gather roots. And then right here, my field is done. All they have to do is wipe it out. Whoops, I'm not gonna build a field. I already built one. So you click on this question mark here, and it'll say, what do you want to build, wheat or peppers? I'm going to say wheat, even though I'm not sure if you build peppers over wheat, if peppers are more food or less food, or I don't know if it's gotten that far in depth, but I know wheat usually does pretty good. So we're going to close this window. Now you can see I have 6 laborers, but I need some farmers. So I'm going to put these up in my farmers, and we're good to go. There's no open places that need jobs. So we're going to hit play. Alright, let's build a little road around this. Now here's where people kind of get a little jumping the gun. What they'll do is they'll just build like 5 or 6 different fields. Well, you don't want to do that right off the bat because you don't have the people in order to do that. So you got to monitor your food. Once your food becomes in abundance, then you want to build some more houses, get some more kids, and then you can start expanding and getting more jobs. That's kind of the secret to this game. So if you look here, excuse me, these 2 houses have these arrows pointing up. What that means is my woodcutter, he's only designed to cut 200 logs. I'm well over 200, so he stops working. So I can increase that by 1, or you can actually hear it if you want to. Go and you can type in your own random number. I'm going to do 249. And it's always good to have an extra amount of logs, but you don't want too many. You don't want to set it to like 10,000, because then you won't have any logs to build anything. You'll all be firewood. So in this guy, I always like to put my tools off the bat. I always like to put it up to 100. So when I start rocking and rolling building, we need those tools. So our food's running low, but we're still good. We're not at 0 yet. And then what'll happen is, as soon as it's done being winter, these guys will plant this weed. Now, wheat. The wheat is seasonal. So it's going to start in the early spring. They'll plant it, and then in the fall, towards autumn, excuse me, they'll actually start harvesting it, and then you'll get lots of food. These things are pretty good, but they do take some time. That's why I always recommend going with the gatherer's huts right off the bat, because they're not seasonal. Okay, so we got some extra people. We can safely expand our population a little bit. So I'm going to build, you can either build the wooden house or the stone houses. The stone houses don't burn down, and they don't use as much wood, but they kind of cost a little more. But I'm going to build them because I like them a little bit better. We're going to build 4 of them, and then we're going to instantly run out of stone, so I got to go out and get some more stone. And we're just going to be harvesting stone here. So I'm going to do a big old swath of stone right here. And all those little, you'll have to forgive me, I'm 100% colorblind. I believe they're red squares, or active spots where stone is at. So our food's getting a little low. So, and when you see your structure like this, that means all of your resources are ready. It just needs to be built. Right now I don't have anybody assigned to building, so they're not going to build that. And what this guy's saying is he doesn't have any iron in order to build tools. That's what that stop sign means, the Ghostbuster sign. So let's put some people on building. We'll see if we can't force the population up a little bit so I can get some more laborers. Don't forget I got those 5 kids coming up, and that's something else I want to show you. Up here, if these things didn't pop up, you see the number 17? That's how many adult laborers I have that can work. 9 is how many children I have. And then once you build a school, it can actually turn them into students, which they'll be smarter and they'll work harder. So, I know things look really bad right now, but I'm actually not sitting that bad. I don't have any stone, I don't have any iron, but I got plenty of logs, plenty of firewood, and the food is somewhat stable. And once this big field of wheat, not weed, gets cut, then I will be sitting good on food. So here you go. You can see I finished one of my stone houses, and I got a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old living together. So they're gonna have a kid next season, and the 10-year-old and a 15-year-old. And the ages on this game kind of throw me a little bit, but I suppose in the old times that's the way it was. Oh, it's playing the intense music because it thinks I'm gonna give up, and I'm not. Alright, so what we mainly want to keep watching is this barn right now, because this guy's going to get full really quick. Okay, so let's do this. I don't know if I built too big of an area. Oh no, it's still bringing me some stone. So let's do a swath of this area. We'll just clean everything out, removing all resources. And like I said, you just want to make sure in the beginning, you just want to lock down your food. Once your food is locked down, the rest of the game is easy. It's not that hard after that. It's just a resource game after that. So we got firewood and food. That's all we need. Okay, so here you go. They're starting to cut the wheat. And just watch the food start skyrocketing. Skyrocketing the wrong way, but it is skyrocketing. Maybe they're eating it as they're... Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it's starting to go. Are we at 10? Okay. Yeah, and this game, I mean, it's there's so much you can do with this game for how simple it is. I'm not saying the game is simple and means that it's not an in-depth game. It is in-depth, but there's not a lot of buildings in this. That's why I'm excited for the mod support. Hopefully they'll get some cool new buildings in, maybe some new jobs or something like that. The fishing and the trading gets to be fun. Like with this, you can click on this, and you can see I have an abundance of wheat. I have a bunch of wheat. So I can actually build a trading post out here on the water, and then a boat will come by, and he may have chickens or something I need, so I can trade him my wheat for the chickens. So it's, I mean, I just can't, I find it so hard to believe just one guy built this a game. It's so much fun. Alright. So I got 1,000 food. You can see that's taken off. So I am set to go with food. I got my houses being built. There we go. Got a 13-year-old little farmer in there. Now he's a gatherer, I guess. So, and I think, yeah, you can see 1 year later, these guys had a kid. And these ones should have too, yeah. So, that little 12-year-old dad's never been happier. So, and I'm starting to get the laborers, you can see, so I could start building on this more. So, I'm actually going to stop this right here. This will be part 1. If anyone, wants to see me go further, you want to see what happens when a disaster strikes, I like this game. I've built some massive cities in this game. So if anybody wants to see it go a little further, or if you're getting to a certain point and getting stuck, just let me know, and I'll continue doing these videos. But once again, we had to pick a first one to start with. I love the game Banished. I could play this game if I was stuck on an island and had one game to play. I wouldn't mind it if it was this game at all. So thank you again for watching. Please leave comments, like, subscribe, and we really thank you guys for watching. Once again, this is Ryan with Rogue Ocean Gaming, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.